parenting tips. Do you listen to your baby's sweet babbling and wonder when she will say mama or dada? Well, each baby has his own pace, and individual variations in language development are very normal. Between 6 to 9 months, many babies begin to communicate more. They usually start by making vowel sounds first, like ah, and later add consonants, such as ba. Your baby will start imitating speech patterns even though he is not saying any real words. To encourage this babbling, read books with him. Label items in his world by pointing and naming them. Mirror the sounds that he makes and talk to him in full sentences. Babies learn a lot when you talk to them. Soon your baby will imitate you and repeat words over and over again. At around 9 months, he might make up his own first word. Don't worry if you don't understand the word. It is not really a word yet. Between 9 to 12 months, your baby's babbling will sound more and more like speech. And that is the time you might hear his first real word. Your baby is growing so quickly in the first months of life. His motor skills change every month. Your baby has gross motor skills, which are how she uses the larger muscles of her body, and fine motor skills, which have to do with the way she uses her hands and fingers. Every month, your baby learns another motor skill. At 1 month of age, your baby's motor skills are not so developed. You can expect him to lift his head a little bit. At this point, baby has no fine motor skills since her hands are clenched in a fist. When your baby is 2 months old, you can expect him to lift his head and look at you. His gross motor skills will include relaxing his limbs, stretching and holding his head at a 45-degree angle. Also, his hands will partially unfold. At 3 months, your baby might begin to roll from back to side. Watch him closely as he prepares to push up and roll over. As your baby grows, so will his level of motor skills. In our fast-paced society, we put our babies in a carrier and move them from the house to the car to the park and back. Then, when we get home, we put them in another kind of chair where they're strapped in for safety and their head is constantly touching something. Experts say this equipment is beneficial, but we might be overusing it. During leisure time with your baby, physical therapists recommend that you use any piece of equipment up to 20 minutes at a time. So if your baby is in the bouncy chair, after 20 minutes, move her to the floor on her tummy, so she can learn to use her muscles without being supported. When you take your baby to the park, take him out of the carrier, put him on your lap, so he can learn to use his upper body and gain stability and strength. You can use activity mats, but make sure you change your baby's position from back to tummy. Your baby can benefit from these and many other products, as long as you don't overuse them.
Subscribe now.